Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Marquette Golden Eagles Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. It's the final week of the regular season. Our Marquette Golden Eagles still in the rankings now at number 25 this week as we take on number 17 Georgia Tech here on the road. The Yellow Jackets started off 6-0, but they lost their starting quarterback Justin Thomas and have been 2-2 since, but still a very good football team, 8-2 now as they are ranked 17. And they bring in the top rushing offense in the entire nation with this Paul Johnson-led triple option attack, one of the best, most disciplined offenses in all of college football. Our defense is going to have to counter with a disciplined game of our own. We're going to have to stay home, read these run assignments, and hopefully deliver at Bobby Dodd Stadium to round out this regular season. Marquette at 7-4. We entered with a win goal on the season of 8 wins, so hopefully we can achieve that here today, as we are 6-1 in our last 7 games against ranked opponents. Of course, we fell last week on Senior Day against Virginia, and we're going to kick here today and put our defense out there and see how we hold up. Number 2 Virginia faces number 15 Virginia Tech, I believe. Chance at the ACC championship game on the line as the Cavaliers look to remain eligible for the national championship. Glover will take this out of his own end zone to start the day here from Bobby Dodd Stadium. And he's forced out there towards the 25. And we're going to get underway here and see if we can hold up against this Yellow Jackets offense, which I'm very worried about. And I've kind of, had it in the back of my mind all season that we're going to have to finish the season here against a very stout offense. But we're up to the challenge, and we'll look to deliver here. Chance for our 8th win on the season. Of course, would like to achieve that. Currently projected to play in the Armed Forces Bowl against Marshall. Bobby Price misses an early tackle as Travis Curtis approaches 1,300 yards on the season, 17 right out of the gate. Last week, Marquette fell to Virginia 22-21, I believe, the final score. And 3 of our 4 losses this season have come by 2 points or less. They'll go with an option play here to Kevin Lumpkin. At one point, the true junior was in the Heisman watch, but has since fallen, but still one of the best running backs in all of college football. And both running backs here that will feature mostly are both over 1,100 on the season. Now 2nd and 11. I'll go back to the speed option here. Curtis will get it this time. His second carry is Chance Pelland, a big tackle, and he's emerged as one of the best tacklers and run defenders on this team. Georgia Tech now from the 45, a 3rd down. And they will pass for the first time. Griffin to Dubzinski on the quick slant. He beats Kenny Johnson for the first down. Georgia Tech now into Marquette territory. Just over a minute into this one. And they'll go back to the option as we'll see a lot here. And the pitch goes astray and it's picked up by Lenny Butler. And he's brought down across the 50. You love to see that. They miss out on an option. We're there to reap the rewards. And Lenny Butler, the senior, just one more game left after this one for him, making a huge play. Huge momentum swing here out of the gate for the Golden Eagles, and that's the kind of bounce we need to pull off another win against a ranked opponent. Now 1st and 10 they'll give to Dusty Alexander. Has some space to the outside, but a lot of Yellow Jackets swarm to the ball. 5 yards, 2nd and 5. I absolutely love these Georgia Tech uniforms. One of my favorite combos in all of college football. Walker, his first drop back of the day. And we'll hit Pinson. And an 8-yard gain for a first down. Marquette now from the 30-yard line. And then we'll go back to Dusty Alexander. Finds a nice seam there, so he gets ahead for 8. As I mentioned, Virginia, number 2 in the nation, who we lost to last week by a point. A win today against Virginia Tech. They'll advance to the ACC championship. And a win there would probably secure their case for a national championship appearance. As Alexander a give, he's rocked there at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Michael James now checks into the game with 2 tight ends on the field. And he'll get ahead for the first down, picks up 5 on his first touch. After this game, we'll also get our last look at the recruiting board until the offseason. A couple developments there. Now 1st down inside the red zone. Craig Jones in motion. Walker to pass. Well, we'll just swing that out for Craig Jones. And a good catch there up the sideline for 9. Walker starts the day 2 for 2. Marquette Now inside the 10, 2nd and 1. And Dusty Alexander again punished there, this time in the backfield. These Georgia Tech linebackers showing good awareness and pursuit on these run blitzes. Finding the lanes and getting home with a lot of speed. Now 3rd and 4, Walker from the shotgun. And he will take the snap. A quick dump off for Malcolm Graham. And he can't get the forward momentum to get going upfield. Stop short, 4th and 3. So his opening Marquette drive comes up short, but off the turnover, we'll take a field goal. Castillo on. He's only missed one all season, although he does only have a long of 36. Marquette gets the kick, 3-0 here in the first quarter. Stevens now on for the kickoff. And I love this week in the season rivalry week. I just saw the Apple Cup went to UW as they beat Washington State. And now Glover here on the kickoff as he gets it towards the 30. After that fumble recovery, the Golden Eagles now +2 in the turnover margin on the season. And a goal is always to finish positive in that department. And now Griffin will keep, and a good play there by Clay Diamond on the edge, just 1 yard. And now we'll look at the Georgia Tech impact players. As I mentioned earlier, starting quarterback Justin Thomas, who led this team to a 6-0 start, was injured, and Ty Griffin has now stepped in as they're 2-2 with Griffin as the starter. 88 overall, very good athlete, of course, as he fits this triple option scheme tremendously well, and a viable arm at 89 throw power, 84 accuracy, 80 break tackle, 85 elusiveness. A look at the stats. He's completed only 45% of his passes for just over 500 yards, 5 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. On the ground, 439 rushing yards with 4 touchdowns, 5.4 yards per carry. We've already seen Travis Curtis make an impact, 92 overall redshirt junior with good athleticism and 92 break tackle, 86 elusive, 88 ball carrier vision, a great juke move at 91, and a good spin move at 88. On the season, he's approaching 1,300 yards. I think there's another carrier too. He'll achieve that. 12 rushing touchdowns, 9 last year, and 5.9 yards per carry. His counterpart in the backfield, Kevin Lumpkin, 6'1", 228 redshirt sophomore. And I mentioned earlier, he was in the Heisman watch in this season, and he actually was the first player that was, AI generated from one of our recruiting classes to appear in the Heisman watch. 94 break tackle, 94 acceleration, although not that fast at 83, but 94 elusive, 90 ball carrier vision, 97 spin, and 98 juke. Just tremendous with the ball in his hands, approaching 1,200 yards, and he's actually a Doak Walker Award finalist. And of course, the fullback position, pivotal in a triple option attack. And you'll notice here, Donovan Wilson, an 83 overall fullback, injured. So the starter now at fullback will be Larry Barrett, a redshirt freshman tight end, 12 catches on the year, 5 carries for 22 yards. So he might get some handoffs here in this game, but I would assume they just rely on him more as a blocker. Good athlete for a tight end, and good route running as well. The blocking, not the best, but probably not even viable in that spot in this scheme, so hopefully a position we could take advantage of. And now I'll just go down the offensive line. A very good one here for the Yellow Jackets. A senior at left tackle, 91 overall, Shamir Devine. At left guard, another senior, 89 overall, Chris Griffin. Starting center injured, so it'll be true freshman, 81 overall, Clint Smith. So he had to have been one of the better linemen in last year's recruiting class. 86 run block, 80 impact, so it seems like he's a good fit for this scheme, and he's going to emerge as one of the best interior offensive linemen in the coming years. At right guard, there's another true freshman in William Johnson, 82 overall, so he is also a very good get on the offensive line for Georgia Tech. At right tackle, Chase Roberts, 92 overall, redshirt senior, so very good at the tackle spots, very good at left guard, a little inexperienced at center and right guard, but still very good players. 2nd and 9 now for Georgia Tech from the 31. And he's going to be taken down. That's Griffin. Another big play by Clay Diamond. And that's a tackle for loss this time. 3rd and 11 now. Barrett and Curtis in the backfield. Griffin to pass. He has a man there. That's Ricky June up the sideline, and Chance Pellin to bring him down. 28 yards, a big hit. And a first down for the Yellow Jackets. A first down. Georgia Tech strikes now into Marquette territory as they go to Curtis again. And a good tackle there by Philip Marshall. Primarily so far running the 4-3 under. I think countering the run fairly well so far. 2nd and 7. They'll give to Barrett, the tight end, filling in at fullback, and he takes that ahead for 4. Now a 3rd and 3. Another rivalry game that I noticed was Mississippi State upset Ole Miss, a ranked Ole Miss team there in the Egg Bowl, right? That's what that one's called. And Griffin will keep this time, brought down for a loss, and that's Jerry Jones. And that brings up a 4th and 5 from the 38. And it looks like they will try out the field goal unit. And Harrison Butker, actually the field goal kicker here for Georgia Tech, one of the best kickers in the nation. I didn't notice how far. I think this one from maybe 55. And that one's up. And it gets in there. What a kick by Butker to tie it up, and we'll get a studio update. And here we go. Virginia Tech currently leading 7-3. What a game this is. A chance for the ACC championship appearance on the line. And the Hokies looking to bring down number 2 Virginia. What a kick there from Butker. I think we're going to have a lot of touchbacks here today as well, as Pound will just knee this one, and we'll start to 25. Craig Jones in the backfield to start this drive. He'll get the carry, as he does find a little lane there for 2. Jones had a really nice catch on that opening drive to set up the Castillo field goal. Now 2nd and 8. Walker to drop back. And we're almost picked off a bad read there. I usually have a few early on in the game. Just got to get him out of my system. Bad miss that time. Less than a minute now left in this first quarter. 3rd and 8. Walker out there in an empty set. And he will drop back. That's Stout Archibald, the senior receiver, taking a big hit but hanging on for the first down. A big catch. We're going to lose 3 of our top receivers next year. So our receiving core next year going to be a lot of new looks. 1st and 10 now. And they'll get back to Craig Jones, and he gets ahead for 4 yards. So if Virginia falls, Tennessee is actually at number 3, as they're set for an appearance in the SEC championship. Now 2nd and 6 will go with Alexander this time, as he gets 3, setting up a 3rd and 3. And that's likely going to do it here in the first quarter of play. A tie football game. Good play on both sides. Georgia Tech did have that turnover so far, proving to be the difference, but we're going to have to get points on most of our drives here today, I believe, to keep up with Georgia Tech. We're holding up pretty well in the running game, or against the run, I mean, and kind of holding them. I'm surprised so far at the success we've had in run defense, and hopefully we can kind of keep that going. But if we can bring the, I say it almost every week, if we could bring the bend and don't break approach, I think we'll be all right here today. Now 3rd and 3 to start the second quarter. And we'll set up a screen for Craig Jones. And Craig Jones fumbles, and it's picked up by Marvin. Tito Cruz was right there. And I think Jones had the first down, but he fumbles. A big hit on defense. And an opportune scoop there from the Georgia Tech defender. Tito Cruz just could not get down quick enough. The Yellow Jackets secure a fumble of their own, as they now take over smack dab at the 50. Griffin will keep again, and brought down by Bobby Price, gets 5. And the Civil War was won by number 20 Oregon over Oregon State. Alabama still set to play Auburn in the Iron Bowl as Barrett breaks one ahead for 17. Poor discipline from the defense that time. First down, Georgia Tech from the 29. Griffin keeps on the option, and he's brought down after 8 yards. 2nd and 2, we're going to try a 5-2 look at this point with the 5 down linemen. And a pitch there for Curtis. Chance Pelland has no chance to bring him down, as Robert Williamson, a touchdown saving tackle to force him out after 15 from Curtis. Now 1st and goal from the 6 for Georgia Tech. Griffin the pitch to Curtis, and Williamson's not going to get him there on the edge. A 5-yard touchdown for Travis Curtis, as Georgia Tech cashes in off the turnover, and they take the lead. And we will get a studio update following the extra point, as Kentucky currently leads 3-0 against Tennessee. Like I said, the Volunteers, if Virginia falls, Tennessee the next team up for a national championship appearance. And wouldn't that be something if Kentucky can bring them down, only 2-9 on the season. Walker out there empty to start this drive. He'll take the snap. Go for Jordan Pinson, working over the middle, and he drops that one. Marquette now with 3 tight ends on the field. Dusty Alexander in the backfield. And then we'll go for Alexander just 3 yards up the middle, now a 3rd and 7. 3rd down, we're going to go with the smash concept on this one. Walker is going to be brought down very quickly there. I think that was Sean Murphy beat on the interior. Chad Johnson, number 95, Nueve Cinco, and Murphy could not bring him down, or could not pick up the block there as Johnson goes in pretty much untouched to rip down Walker. 4th down, Marquette's going to have to punt. Tremendous job there from the Yellow Jackets defensive line to get home. Eddie Stevens now on for the punt. Not a good one. Going to be fielded from the 32. We'll need Mike Carroll to make a big tackle as he does. He's been super strong as a gunner there on special teams on the punt team for us. And now Georgia Tech does take over with pretty good field position again here. The Yellow Jackets from the 41 now. And Griffin on the option. They'll pitch back to Curtis. Shakes a couple guys off and does break it up the sideline. Clay Diamond just barely able to force him out. What a strong run there from Curtis. All season I was a little worried about how our tackling would hold up in this matchup. And I think we're starting to be exploited a little bit. And they'll go right back to Curtis here. And Chance Pelland coming out of nowhere there to stack him up and take him down. No gain. 2nd and 10 from the 36. And they'll go back to Barrett. Price, a poor angle. And Barrett breaks another big one. 29 yards. And Larry Barrett, a secret weapon. Bobby Price, a poor read there. Couldn't make the tackle. And Barrett just making us look silly today. 1st and goal, Georgia Tech inside the 10. Got a couple guys to jump there, but they didn't snap it. As Griffin is going to keep and take it in for the touchdown. And this offense is certainly beginning to exploit this defense. Back-to-back touchdown drives for Georgia Tech. Marquette needs an answer here. We'll go with Dusty Alexander to start this drive. A good run up the middle. He gets 10 and a 1st down. Now we'll take a look at the Georgia Tech impact players on defense, starting with Francis Calon, the 97 overall D tackle, one of the best defensive linemen in the nation. 77 speed at just under 300 pounds with 89 acceleration, 82 agility. So an unreal athlete at D tackle with a 93 finesse move, 87 block shed, 86 power move, 90 pursuit, 90 hit power. On his career, 17 sacks, 45 tackles for loss, 6 pass deflections, and 3 forced fumbles. Joining him on the interior, we've already seen Chad Johnson, Chad Nueve Cinco, 85 overall with 85 strength, 93 power move, 85 block shed. A true junior, so just a very good defensive line here from Georgia Tech. Now at left end, Patrick Gamble, 94 overall, or I guess 91 overall, 94 after coaching boost. 95 block shed, so definitely a good run stopper, but he can get after the quarterback with the 88 power move and 86 finesse move as well. This season, 8.5 sacks among the national leaders with 23 tackles for loss. Leading the secondary is senior Lynn Griffin, 89 overall with 90 hit power, 89 play rack, 88 zone, 92 awareness. So definitely a leader on this defense. He's a captain, 93 pursuit, 93 press. So I think he does fill in at corner a little bit as well. Georgia Tech a little weak at corner. We'll take a look. Jesse Fritz, a true freshman, and Byron Herman, a true freshman. So 2 true freshmen on the outside for Georgia Tech with a true sophomore in the slot. We'll try and take advantage of that. And 5th on the depth chart is a redshirt freshman running back. So Scott Rogers, probably an athlete they brought in a few years back. Let's look at the Georgia Tech defense, their defensive line. Definitely the strength of this unit. A little weaker in the secondary, primarily at corner. Another give here for Dusty Alexander. And so he'll get ahead for 4. Our running game not doing a bad job despite the very impressive front of the Yellow Jackets. Now 2 tight ends on the field for 2nd and 6. They'll give back to Alexander. He'll try and break this one outside, hit hard, but still picks up 4, sets up a favorable 3rd and 2. 3rd and short, they bring out Jeff Harris and Michael James in the backfield as James gets the give and he works ahead for 4 towards midfield. 1st down for Marquette. Walker on the drop back. Just barely gets that Archibald there. And Archibald picks up 14, his 2nd grab of the day. Another 1st down. The Golden Eagles now from the 39. They'll get back to Alexander. Good blocking up front, especially there from Sean Murphy. Think he got a pancake. Alexander gets another 6, already 10 carries on the day. 2nd and 4 now for Marquette. Walker on the drop back. We'll go over the middle for Archibald. He makes the grab. He has some space to run. Now past the 10. And Archibald will bring that all the way down to the 5-yard line. 28 yards. Already 55 yards receiving on 3 catches. We now hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter as this half winds down. Alexander, another carry, and he'll take that in for the touchdown. And our front has been very good, especially in run blocking here today, as we find the end zone for the first time. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the half. And now we'll see if the Marquette defense can hold. Stevens now on for the kickoff. 17-10 here from Georgia. It's going to be fielded from Curtis. He'll take it out and add to the all-purpose yard total. Brought down there just short of the 25. 152 here for Georgia Tech. Griffin to drop back, and he's going to just chuck this one out of bounds. Now second down. Now 2nd and 10 after the throwaway. Griffin to pass. I'll just dump that off for Curtis, brought down by Marshall. 7 yards, now 3rd and 3. 3rd down for Georgia Tech. And they go back to Barrett up the middle as he gets the job done for the first down. Larry Barrett, 4 rushes for 54 yards, just gashing us. 1st and 10 now from the 35, Griffin to pass. He's going to take off, breaks the tackle, and then Williamson brings him down, gets 4 yards out of that one. Georgia Tech calls their first timeout with 1:12 remaining. And Griffin will pass again. Has Barrett out of the backfield there, I think on an angle route, as he gets another 11, another first down for Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech now from the 50, 1 minute remaining in the half. Griffin will throw this one away again, now 2nd down. 57 seconds now left in the half. Griffin to pass. And that's Kevin Lumpkin, the first time we've seen him. And that's going to be a drop on a quick hitch there. Now 3rd and 10, Georgia Tech comes out with Barrett and Curtis still in the backfield. Griffin to pass. And he just throws that into his own man. Looked like he was trying to step up in the pocket there. A weird pass attempt. And that's going to go for an incompletion. Marquette getting the ball back with 50 seconds. And they're going to go with the fake here. It's Castillo, their punter. And Mark Henry cannot come down with that interception. And we have been seeing a lot of AI fake punts as of late, and I do like seeing that. Makes it a little more interesting. And Mark Henry, that's a touchdown going the other way. 45 seconds remaining in the half. Marquette from midfield. Walker from the shotgun, he's going to pass. And we just sit in the pocket too long. Got caught reading the field. We will take a timeout. Walker brought down for the 2nd time, sitting in the pocket too long. 2nd and 23 now, 40 seconds remaining. We'll go over for Doug Childress, and Childress hangs on through the contact. Gets the sack back, 13 yards. We'll call another timeout, 31 seconds left, 3rd and 10. Walker 8 out of 10 for 88 yards here in the half. And now 3rd down. Walker takes the snap. That Archibald downfield, but he doesn't go up for it. I was hoping Walker would put that ball a little more in and have Archibald work back towards it instead of working across for it, but it doesn't work out there. A miscue in the passing game. Now Eddie Stevens on to punt from midfield. 26 seconds remaining in this first half of play. And this one from Stevens off going to be out there at about the 9 or so, and we'll take that. 21 seconds remaining. 2 timeouts for Georgia Tech. We'll see how aggressive Georgia Tech is in this spot. They just give right back to their guy Barrett, and Bobby Price strips him down by a face mask, and that'll give him a free 15. The Yellow Jackets now from the 27 with 19 seconds left. And Griffin will drop back for a pass. And he'll sling that for Ramirez, the tight end at the sideline, and he's going to work up past the 50. 26 yards, Georgia Tech takes another timeout. And again, the Yellow Jackets do have one of the best kickers in the nation in Harrison Butker, so not much more to go as Pellin is beat over the top. Got a little greedy. We were checking down, and Ernst gets over the top to beat us. 8 seconds remaining now. Georgia Tech will hurry back. They still do have a timeout. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. So they are going to call a play, which is 5 seconds remaining. And Griffin is going to be brought down. He fumbles, and that's going to do it here in the first half as they miss out on a field goal attempt. Could have swung that to a 2-possession game. They had a timeout. I don't know why you don't call one, but we still trail 17-10 going into halftime we are getting the ball. That's a bright spot. Our offense has hung in there. Our defense has hung in there, but we can see Georgia Tech is starting to hit for some big plays. So we are going to have to tighten up the screws and just be a little more disciplined down the stretch. And we just got to keep up with this brand of football that Georgia Tech is playing. Kind of resembles the brand we play, control the clock, run the ball, but obviously not as aggressive as they are with the runs, them leading a triple option attack. But we're here in the final week. We'll get a recruiting update after this game, and then we'll look ahead towards next week, our bowl game, and we'll see what bowl we're going to be playing. Hopefully we can finish strong here from Bobby Dodd Stadium and improve to 8-4 in the regular season. Weird game management there from Georgia Tech to finish the first half, but I kind of feel guilty. I feel like I should call a timeout for them just to give them the option to go for the field goal. And we will start with play action to open the half as Doug Childress will get the connection there, 24 yards to midfield. There's no doubt in my mind that Childress will be our leading receiver next season. The JUCO transfer has provided a huge boost to the receiving corps. Now 1st and 10 we'll give to Craig Jones, a carry to the outside as he does have some space. Craig Jones, he'll work that one for 15 to the 35. 2 big plays for Marquette to start this half, exactly what we needed already at the 35, only 30 seconds into this one. Walker, another drop back. And we'll go for Jordan Pinson, and a good read there by the linebacker, Michael Patrick. He's had a few big plays in this game. And we have just been asking Coach most of the way here, letting Bobby Goss, the OC, handle play calling responsibilities most of the time in this game. We'll go back to Craig Jones. He'll work it to the outside, a strong stiff arm, and he's brought down after 7, now 3rd and 3. I am worried that one or maybe both of our coordinators are going to leave for maybe a better coordinator position or maybe even a head coaching gig, so we'll see how that turns out in the offseason, which is just 2 episodes from now. 3rd and 3, another give for Jones, and he has some space tripped up as he gets 4 and a first down. The Golden Eagles now from the 25. Walker to pass. Gonna roll to the right. That's F.A. Scott, and Walker's open. And he's just short of the goal line. And they're gonna call it a touchdown. There was a face mask, they called it a touchdown, it looks like. So we're gonna take I don't know, I just declined it. I don't know if it really made a difference, but a 25-yard strike to F.A. Scott and Walkport. A good finish there to get into the end zone as Marquette comes out swinging in the second half, and we're all squared at 17. I was a little confused on that when I saw the touchdown, or I didn't see the touchdown animation pop up for a few seconds. So originally I thought Scott and Walkport was brought down short, but he fought ahead for the score. Now Glover a return as he works that to the 30. Scott and Walkport, one of 3 seniors, were set to lose in just another couple games. Griffin will start this half with a pass, swings that out for Barrett. Kenny Johnson misses the tackle, and Larry Barrett continues to abuse us. Gets that up the sideline for 10. First down now from the 40. They'll fake for Barrett. The pitch to Curtis, and a bunch of Marquette defenders home as Robert Williamson comes down with a stop. No gain. I think already 11 pass attempts for Griffin in this game. Kind of surprised at how much he's thrown the ball already. As Clay Diamond, another stop there, staying home and ripping Griffin down for the loss. 3rd and 12, and Georgia Tech has responded fairly well in these 3rd and longs through the passing game with some big hits. Ernst in motion as Griffin will pass, and he has a man, that's Ricky June, and he drops the first down. Big drop, and Georgia Tech now going to have to punt. Those are the type of plays, as minuscule as it may seem in the grand scheme of things, that turn out to be the difference maker. You know, he's just streaking up the field, maybe going to work it to the 30 or so. As Pinson, a punt return here, and he'll get that to the 40-yard line. Big drop from Ricky June, I believe the senior wide receiver, the top receiver on this team, as Marquette will take over now from the 39. A give here for Dusty Alexander. Good patience, and so scrape ahead for 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Walker to pass. Gonna roll to the right. Try to get that for Childress, and that's gonna skip on the ground. An incompletion now, 3rd and 4. Marquette now with 3 tight ends on the field, as they'll give from Michael James. As he trucks ahead, doesn't get the first down. 4th and inches. Marquette from the 49, and I think we just go for it in this spot. You got to remember, Georgia Tech, a very good defensive line, so this 4th and inch is not a gimme by any means. But we'll give it to Jeff Harris, and that is going to be a gimme. He'll get 6 yards. A nice hole opens up. First down, Marquette. First down, Marquette now from the 45. And they will go back to the play action, and Walker's just going to get rid of that one with nothing open. Second down now. And they'll go another give for Craig Jones. Good block picked up there by Cruz in the second level. Craig Jones, another 15 down to the 30. Craig Jones is just proving to be such a great change of pace back. Really excited about his future. Still 3 more years of eligibility after this year. Another give now from Michael James, and he hits the hole for 4 yards. Now Marquette over 100 yards rushing as a team. Now we'll see Sam Manning for the first time, the true freshman running back. And a good run there. He'll get ahead for 7 and another first down. The Marquette running game really chipping away on this drive. Marquette now in the red zone as Walker will pass. He'll just throw it off his back foot for Archibald as the blitz was coming in. And Archibald somehow beat the defender to the ball. Catches that one into the body, and we'll take 4 on that one. Now 2nd and 6 from the 16. Walker again will pass. And we're just trying to dump that off for James, the defender, a little too close for comfort. Jesse Fritz gets a hand on it. Incomplete, now 3rd and 6. Big play here for the Golden Eagles as they look to convert. Walker to pass. We have Childress over the middle. He hangs on. A tough grab in traffic. And now 1st and goal. That one moves the chains. Really big catch there from Doug Childress. Now 1st and goal. And Marquette will go to the read option for the first time. And that's going to get a loss. -2. Now 2nd and goal from the 10. I think Greg Walker might be a little shaken up. And that is the case. So Lawrence Jackson, the fellow true sophomore with Greg Walker, checks into the game. Maybe just 10 pass attempts or so on his career. 2nd and goal now from the 10. Walker, they will give him a drop back here. He'll just swing that out for Jordan Pinson. And that one was way off the mark. Now 3rd and goal, we'll just chalk that one up to Jackson being a little rusty. 5 receivers on the field as Jackson will drop back. He's going to roll to the right. And he had Kevin Coleman there at the sideline. I thought Coleman might have got a foot in, but I guess that was not the case. Just back spasm, so Greg Walker will return shortly. And look how close this was to being a catch. It looks like he has possession maybe right here. Maybe not full possession. And it looks like the foot isn't really cleanly inside at that point. So literally, I think a call of just inches as we just miss out there from a Lawrence Jackson touchdown pass. We actually are going to go ahead and just use a coach's challenge. I hate the thought of losing a timeout in a game that's going to be this close, but probably not going to get overturned. But I never use coaches' challenges. They never really work out, but I figured this one was close enough to at least throw it out there, throw the dart, and see if it works. So we are charged a timeout. That does not go in our favor. And like I said, just inches there, a split second playing the difference. So we do kick the field goal now, 20-17, 1:25 remaining in this 3rd quarter. And that's going to be Glover fielding it from the tip of his own end zone, as he finds a nice seam, brought down a good tackle from the freshman Chris Carter. And look at total yardage, 256 to 257. First downs almost identical as well, 14-13. And plays pretty even at 48-37. It should even up after this drive. I love to see like even team statistics. Really don't get that too much. They can kind of, the numbers can be skewed at times, but these are the type of games that are a lot of fun. Now Curtis will take the opening carry. He'll get 4, 2nd and 6. Now just 1 minute remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And they'll go back to Curtis. Trucks over a man, and Lenny Butler, a good tackle. Curtis had some steam going downhill. Maybe would have broke that for even a longer one. But a good tackle from Butler. Now Georgia Tech from the 47, first down. And we'll start this time for Griffin, and he's brought down. A good play from Jerry Jones, his 2nd tackle for loss. 2nd and 12 now, less than 30 seconds in the 3rd. Just about 5 quarters left of Marquette football. here in year 4. And Jerry Jones, another one. Back-to-back plays of tackles for loss. He's now up to 3. And now Georgia Tech does not need to call a play here if they don't want to, but let's see what they choose to do. 1 second, and they will get a snap off. And that pass is going to go incomplete, 4th and 14. And we're going to start the 4th quarter with a punt. Marquette up 20-17 here from Bobby Dodd Stadium. And we are going to get the ball back to start the 4th. A Jordan Pinson fair catch, and Marquette will now take over at the 16. Start with a give here for Alexander. He hits the hole with some authority and gets ahead for 10. He and Craig Jones, tremendous demonstrations out of the backfield so far. First down now, Michael James into the game. And he'll get another give as he's taking ahead for 3. 2nd and 7, Michael James still in the game, and he will get the carry. James up the middle, and he'll get another 4 now, 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3 now, Dusty Alexander, the lone back. And they will go to him as he's brought down short, another 4th and inches. And this one from a little deeper in our own zone, but I think we got to stay aggressive and go for it. We will just put out Jeff Harris and Michael James for this 4th and inches. We'll go right back to Jeff Harris, and he gets ahead just barely for the first down, moving the chains. I think especially later in games, a chance to wind the clock down when you have the lead. I think you got to go for it in those spots. Now, first down, Walker to pass. He's back out there. We'll swing that out for Jordan Pinson, and Pinson will get 7 up the sideline. 2nd and 3. And they'll go back to the running game. Dusty Alexander takes it up the middle, but he can't get the first. Now 3rd and 1. 3rd down, Alexander's still back out there. And he will get the carry, and he gets ahead for the first down. Another 9 yards. Marquette doing a tremendous job of keeping the chains moving and keeping the clock rolling. As much as I'd like to call some passes here, just really no need with our success in the running game and our want to just burn this clock. We will go with Craig Jones. He evades a tackle there in the backfield and then brought down towards the outside 3 yards. And I think that was that linebacker again. I forget his name, but he's been making a bunch of big plays. Michael Patrick. 2nd and 7, now less than 5 minutes remaining in this one. Alexander another carry. And he's brought down a strong play there on the edge, just 1 yard, now a 3rd and 5. Alexander now at 17 carries, and I don't remember the last time we had a running back with 20 carries in a game. 3rd and 5 here from the 40. And Walker will pass this time. Has a wide open man there. That's Scott Amokpor, and creating tremendous separation on that deep out. 14 yards and another first down. Now less than 4 minutes remaining in the game. Marquette staying true to their brand of football. Alexander another carry up the middle, and he'll get another 6 yards. 2nd and 4, Marquette from the 20. Archibald in motion. Walker takes the snap. Has a man wide open there. It's Malcolm Graham. And Graham, a big hit, stood up there at the goal line. Thought he was going to get his way in there for another touchdown. But this does give us another chance to burn even more clock. We'll go with the conservative, as we'll burn this all the way down towards the 3-minute mark. A very clean game from Greg Walker. 1st and goal now as we hit the 3-minute mark. Craig Jones will get the give, and he works ahead for the touchdown, and he'll make it a 2-possession game. And now another studio update following the extra point. Nebraska at Iowa. The Cornhuskers 7-4. We defeated them a few weeks back when they were ranked number 10. They now trail the Hawkeyes 24-21 in this late season Big Ten matchup. So we'll see how the Georgia Tech offense responds when faced, to be a little urgent. They're a little more methodical offensive team, but now they're going to have to be airing it out a little bit, you would think. Curtis on the return, and he's brought down short of the 25. First down for Georgia Tech now. They take over from the 22. And Griffin will pass. He's going to actually run it, and he'll get ahead for 7. Now 2nd and 3. Georgia Tech puts Curtis in motion. Griffin to pass again. He'll swing that out for Lumpkin. And Lumpkin will get the first down, brought down along the sideline. And Georgia Tech going to start hurrying back. 2:25 now in the game. Griffin takes the snap. And he'll be brought down. I think that's Reggie Watkins, the senior D tackle. A big sack at this juncture in the game. A good swim move. And he finishes, gets home, 2nd and 16. You cannot afford plays like that if you're Georgia Tech, and you keep the clock rolling and pushes them back even further. Now Griffin to pass. And he'll swing that for Barrett, and that time Barrett getting nothing. For once, we're able to neutralize Barrett. He gets -5. Now 2 plays setting the Yellow Jackets back, 3rd and 21. Griffin will pass, and he has a man up the sideline, Stubzinski, and what a grab there, 23 yards along the sideline, and he keeps the chains moving on a 4th and very long. Our defense has certainly been prone to giving up the big hit in spots like that. And they have Smith, a tackle, in at fullback, Griffin to pass. And Price was there over the middle to maybe disrupt that pass, but poor awareness. And a good catch there by Mike Ernst, now over 50 receiving yards. 1:30 remaining in this game. Georgia Tech going to hurry back. And Griffin to pass again. And he's going to be brought down again. That's Rob Bain, his 15th sack of the season. And he now leads the nation. Entered at half a sack short of the lead, but with that one should leapfrog the leader. Griffin, another pass, and he'll throw it off his back foot. And that one goes nowhere except into the dirt for an incompletion. 3rd and 17 now from the 38. And Griffin will pass. Gonna go for June up the sideline, trying to catch that with Aaron Clark, but to no avail. And another big hit on a 3rd and long from the Yellow Jackets. Georgia Tech drive and still all of their timeouts as we hit the minute mark left in this game. Griffin to pass. And he will be brought down again. And that might have been Bain. It didn't show who it was. I couldn't see. But most importantly, we get another sack. And Georgia Tech does have to burn their first timeout. Now just 54 seconds remaining. The Yellow Jackets from the 15. And Griffin will pass here. He's going to lob that one up for his man Ernst. And a good play on the ball from Aaron Clark. Forcing the incompletion, now 3rd and goal. Big play from Aaron Clark to get on the receiver and force the ball loose. Now 3rd and goal, 50 seconds left. Griffin to pass. And he has Barrett over the middle. And he's brought down just short of the goal line. A big stop. 13 yards, though, to the inch-yard line. Georgia Tech has to burn their final timeout in our 4th and goal. And it really all comes down to this if Marquette can get a stop. You would think Georgia Tech just tries to pound it in here, but we'll see. Griffin will keep, and he's brought down by Chance Pelland, and that's going to do it. Turnover on downs at the goal line. And as I said earlier, Chance Pelland has really emerged as our leader on defense. And that time, maybe the biggest tackle of his career to secure this win. Marquette is backed up, though. Needs some breathing room here. Look at Craig Jones as he just gets a couple. But now that'll set up the kneel down as Georgia Tech burns their final timeout. I really hope we don't need it here for a safety, but I think we should be good. As we are, and that's going to do it here from Bobby Dodd Stadium. Marquette takes down number 17 Georgia Tech. We've now won 7 of our last 8 against ranked opponents, and that really sets us up well going into next season. We do need to win a bowl game, though. We're 0-2 in bowl games. We need to get our first here this season and stick around. We'll see what our bowl game is going to be. Like I said, we were projected to play in the Armed Forces Bowl against a ranked Marshall team, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we slide up into a better bowl game this season. But what a tremendous performance. Dusty Alexander, 84 yards, a touchdown, the player of the game. Greg Walker played very good under center, a very clean game, and that's what we've been getting from him most of the way this season. 27-17, we end at 8-4 as we'll look for our 9th win to set a new program high in our bowl game. All right, so what a win that was against number 18 Georgia Tech. We've now jumped up from number 25 to number 20, and this is our last look at the recruiting board until our off-season episode a couple episodes from now, starting with Todd Kemp, who's been on our board all season, our top offensive line priority. And like I guessed, throughout the entirety of the season, pretty much, it was just a two-legged race here against NIU. 6'6", 308 out of Schaumburg, Illinois, the 41st ranked offensive tackle. And like I said, it's probably going to go into the offseason. The 79 run block, 71 impact uncovered with 78 strength, And we're probably going to pour most of our resources into him in the offseason. Then we have Josh Terry, the late addition, a JUCO athlete at 6 foot 235 out of Westwood, Michigan. and we'll just review his athletic traits again. 91 speed with C strength, B agility, B acceleration, good jumping at 78, good catching at 78 with good route running at C, spec catch are a C as well, with 85 trucking, B juke move, 77 stiff arm, good break tackle, good carry. So I'm really hoping he has some blocking traits at 6 foot 235. I feel like he can kind of fill in at fullback, and I really wouldn't have gone after him, but I think he would just prove to be a really nice luxury addition to the offseason. We've jumped away with him, so I'm hoping he commits going into conference championship week, although I don't know if players do commit at this point in the season. Then there's Jason Smith, 5'10", 175, and we're pursuing him to be a quarterback. We lead Miami of Ohio, 89 speed, 81 route running, with the 80 throw power, 77 accuracy, so a tremendous athlete. And the only way we were going to go after a quarterback this year is if we found someone who just, had over-the-top talent, and I think Jason Smith as a quarterback would just be far and away the best player we would have on the roster when Greg Walker graduates in a couple of years. Adam Thomas, we were pursuing him. He's locked us out, so it's going to come down to Wyoming or Minnesota. And just a couple roster fillers here in case we maybe lose a D-end, a linebacker, or a corner in the transfer portal. And Ryan Larson, the 5-star running back, second running back in the nation out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. He had the lowest lock percentage going back a few weeks ago, and being that he's our in-state guy, we just figured we'd take a run at him. And 41% locked. I don't even know if he'll commit in the offseason, but we're not even going to offer him a scholarship. I was kind of just, letting him trickle into the offseason and see what happens. But we did get a new commit, a 1-star Chase Taylor. We added him a few weeks back. I was just digging deep into prospects around the nation out of Bloomington, Illinois, so definitely a pipeline for us. Like I said, a 1-star, but we scouted him, and he went up plus 11 to a 66. It didn't take long for him to commit. He committed just maybe a couple weeks after being added to our board, but he starts with 75 pass block, 76 run block, and a 78 impact. Only D strength. I'm really hoping that goes up, but I don't see how he turns out anything less than like a 64 at this point, but we'll go ahead and reveal the rest of his scouting as he jumps up even more to a 68. So this is a 1-star guard, a 68 overall. The strength, though, very poor at 74, but overall a very good prospect. And I don't know how he doesn't get the gem tag. I don't think I've ever seen a prospect go up 13 overall points. But Chase Taylor, welcome to Milwaukee, and you're going to probably be a starter within the next couple seasons. We'll review the rest of our board, seeing as how it's our last look. Quincy Bonner, he might get some reps in the receiving corps next year. We're going to be pretty thin. I think just 3 receivers on the roster now are going to be on the roster next year. So Bonner will probably work his way into the wide receiver rotation with some snaps. Jay Hill, he turned out to be a bust. He fell, look at his scouting, he fell from a 71 to a 65. Poor strength at just 72 for an interior guy, so I don't really know if he's ready quite yet. We'll see. We're only going to have 2 D tackles on the roster next year, so he might have to play by necessity. Jed Brigham, one of 2 4-stars we signed in this class out of Dearborn Heights, Michigan. 6'5", 254. We do like what he brings to the table, and he is going to be in the rotation next year, as we'll still only have, I think, 4 or 5 D ends. Love the hit power at 80. Decent strength at 76, and block shedding traits all across the board. High 60s, those will get better, of course. 72 pursuit, 72 play rec. Now bring us down to CJ Saria, the biggest bust we've signed. He came in at a 68, dropped all the way down to a 62 with just 85 speed, the agility and acceleration in the low to mid 70s, and catching traits, nothing to write home about. So we might even end up cutting him. I'm not really sure. A 4-star caliber player. I typically wouldn't redshirt a 4-star, especially seeing as how he was one of the first 4-stars we brought into the program. So I'm still undecided what we're going to do with CJ Saria. Quincy Bonner up here is, of course, the better option at receiver. So we'll see what happens with Saria. Only a 62 overall, a big bust as a 4-star. And that's probably a big reason why none of those top schools were competing for his recruitment. John Stovall, a 2-star corner out of Anoka, Minnesota, 6'2", 181, 85 speed, 86 agility, 92 acceleration. So a decent athlete all around. You wish the speed was a little bit better. 71 zone, 73 press, and he's more than likely going to be a redshirt. Anthony Edwards, a 2-star middle linebacker. He's going to be a redshirt as well. Very poor athlete, but good run blocking traits. Jimmy Fisher, he's a good run stopper as well at 66 overall. He might be a reserve linebacker as a freshman. Good block shed at 76, although the athleticism not that great. James Williams, really like him as a 2-star corner out of Belwa, Wisconsin. 88 speed, 77 agility, which is pretty bad, but he makes up for it with good speed, good acceleration. He went up from a 58 to a 65, +7 after scouting, and we love his man coverage at 76, zone at 72. Someone we might transition over to free safety. Omar Wilson, the top safety in the state of Wisconsin. He was our most highly coveted player in this class at the start, and he was pretty easy to get. He might be a starter as a freshman. I'm really worried about our safety situation. We'll figure it out, but either way, he'll definitely get some snaps as a true freshman. 67 zone, 76 press, and a very good athlete at 90 speed, 89 acceleration, 85 agility. And of course, when I say very good, I just mean relative to the rest of our team. And now Robert Weber, a 2-star linebacker, 5'11", 232, and he went up 7 from a 60 to a 67. Tremendous athleticism at linebacker, 85 speed, 95 acceleration, although the agility poor at 63. Doesn't really have much to his traits. Really, highly rated for his athleticism, but he might be a redshirt and someone who's going to develop quite nicely with a tremendous, physical profile to build off of. Derek Perkins, along with Omar Wilson, he was someone we were really high on entering the recruiting cycle. The 24th ranked corner. He committed to us over Wisconsin, 90 speed, 89 acceleration, 80 agility, with good man at 76 and press at 80. The zone at 73. Perkins might be he might get some snaps next year as a true freshman and probably will be a starter in year 2 as a sophomore. Mike George, a fullback, who we plan on transitioning to tight end. Good receiving traits, and I think he'll fit well as a tight end, although the 52 impact block, very worrisome. And there's Troy Walker, one of 2 D tackles we brought in, and I do prefer Walker over Jay Hill, who we talked about earlier, even though Walker is not ranked as highly and only 260 pounds on the interior. I really would like him to be a little bit heavier, but he really makes up for it with his strength at 83, 77 block shed, so he'll play the run pretty well, but abysmal athlete at 49 speed, 48 agility, and just 65 acceleration. And there's Jared Turner, 2-star offensive lineman who we might move over to guard. He'll probably be a redshirt. And then Bryant Gaines, the first signing of this year's class. He'll stay in city with us in Milwaukee, a 2-star D-end who will probably get redshirted. So that's the final look at our class until the offseason. Currently ranked 32nd on the national board. I think last year we finished at like 73. So our goal this year was top 50, and it looks like we're on pace to achieve that. We've now simmed ahead to conference championship week, and we'll take a look at the matchups. Louisiana Tech against FIU for the Conference USA Championship. SMU against Temple for the AAC. And number 17, Tennessee, so they must have lost, and they've now plummeted down to 17. They'll play Texas A&M, who's now back up in the top 5 at number 4 in the SEC Championship. San Diego State against Boise State, number 14 for the Mountain West. Number 13, Oregon against number 6, Arizona for the Pac-12. Wake Forest against number 2, Virginia. So a win in this one, it looks like the Cavaliers are going to be playing in the national championship. In the Big Ten, it's Nebraska against number 1, Ohio State. The Buckeyes have lost only 1 game throughout the course of this 4-year dynasty. And then in the MAC, Miami of Ohio against Northern Illinois. For bowl projections, it has us in the Crash Fight Hunger Bowl against 6-6 UCLA. So after we sim conference championship week, we'll see if that stands true. We've now simmed through conference championship week, and we're here at the Heisman Trophy winner. Ryan Higgins of Louisiana Tech comes away with it this season. He's going to win the Maxwell and the Walter Camp as well. Over 3,500 passing yards, 35 touchdown passes, and he completed 66.7. Over 850 rushing yards with 13 more scores on the ground. So 48 total touchdowns for Higgins. And Louisiana Tech ended up losing in the conference championship game to FIU, but that was still enough of a performance from him. 199 yards, 84 on the ground, and 2 touchdowns. He beats out Malik Zaire of Notre Dame, Dontre Wilson. In the top 3, there's a running back from Ohio State who are going to play in the national championship game. Kevin Olson from Miami, and Kenny Hill from Texas A&M rounding it out. The national championship game this season will be Ohio State against Virginia. So we lose to Virginia by 1 point a couple weeks back. And, if we were able to take them down, they probably would not be in this spot. The Cavaliers -4 in turnover differential. The Buckeyes at +10. So I think the Buckeyes run away with this game undefeated. Only 3 other teams there in the Big Ten ended up being ranked. Purdue snuck in there at number 25. Virginia, their only loss on the season to number 4 Miami. They would go on to beat Virginia Tech, and then they defeated Wake Forest in the ACC championship game. See some top players. Cardell Jones, the quarterback for Ohio State. Marcus Ball, a Mackey Award finalist. Von Bell on that defense. 3 interceptions led the team. And we played Virginia, so Grayson Lambert, Taquan Mizzell we're familiar with. And Kirk Herbstreit picking the Virginia Cavaliers, even though he's an Ohio State alum. Going back to year 1, I think he selected he selected Louisville over Ohio State, but the Buckeyes, of course, would go on to win that. They've captured 2 of 3 national championships so far in this dynasty, looking to make it 3 out of 4. We're now here at our bowl matchup, which is going to hold up against UCLA, A+ overall, 8 offense, A+ defense, and over the course of the season, pretty much all their categories in the top 40 besides pass offense, they're at 88. Total defense, number 6. Rush defense, number 5. A positive turnover differential on offense, rushing offense at over 220 yards per game for 12th in the nation. And UCLA finished at 6-6, but they started off 0-3. I think they were actually ranked 3rd, number 3. They were ranked 3rd in the nation coming into the season. So no, they lost 2 of their first 3 and 3 of their first 5, but have since gone 5-3. So really not the strongest season from them, although they do have a lot of talent on their roster. Lost to Rutgers in the opening week, beat Nevada on the road, lost to Stanford at home, beat Colorado, lost to Utah again at home in overtime, beat Cal on the road, and they're the only team to beat Army. They beat Army in pretty convincing fashion, 35-14. Army finished at number 3. So the fact that we lost by Virginia by 1 point and UCLA were the only team to beat Army, kind of a team effort from Marquette and UCLA to keep Army out of the national championship game. Interesting development there. Lost at Wazoo, beat Oregon State, lost to number 12 Arizona. I think Arizona just lost in the Pac-12 championship to Oregon. Lost to Arizona State in a big win in a rivalry game as they beat USC 49-17. Looking at their team leaders, McCollum, their leading passer, he actually took over at about the halfway point. Armonte Willard, I believe, their starting quarterback, probable to start in the bowl game, would be his first start since about week 8 or so. Paul Perkins, loved watching him back in his college days. Over 1,250 rushing yards, 9 scores. Massington, the leading receiver, at 904 yards for 8 touchdowns. Miles Jack led the team in tackles, Foreman 4 interceptions, and Butler 4 sacks. I think M. Butler is going to be out for this game as well. Now to close this episode, we'll just get a look at their roster. 97 overall, Eddie Vanderdoes here at the top player, one of the best defensive linemen in the nation. 12 sacks over his career. Came in as a very high recruit, I think maybe a 5-star. 44 tackles for loss, 10 pass deflections there at right end. Punter Sean Covington, Aaron Porter, 95 overall middle linebacker. Lacey Westbrook, All-American left guard. Ishmael Adams, 94 overall corner. Carl Helick, Priest Willis, so a very good corner tandem. Each of them at 92 overall at least. Paul Perkins, 92 overall running back. Craig Lee, another very good running back at 91. Kenny Clark would going to be drafted by the Packers, 90 overall D tackle, joined by Eli Anku, another 90 overall. Marcel Butler, so he was their leader in sacks with 4.5, but I think he's going to be hurt. We'll just kind of go position by position now. So it's Asianti. I think I might have called him Armonte. Asianti Willard. It looks like he was hurt, but like I said, probable to start. 16 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Very good athlete. 89 speed, 90 acceleration, 88 agility. Good throw power and accuracy, and very good as a runner with good break tackle and elusiveness. So hopefully he's not the player. Hopefully we get actually Matt Davidson, a true sophomore, transferred to UCLA from I think New Mexico or New Mexico State. So he sat out the year. So Derek McCollum kind of stepped up, and he played very well as a redshirt sophomore. 12 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. So we're going to get McCollum or Willard here, a 12 overall difference. Perkins and Craig Lee, very good running backs. Hunter Doyle, 70 overall fullback. Eldridge Massington, their leading receiver. He needs 96 more to eclipse 1,000, 8 touchdown receptions. Shane Carter, Kenneth King. So a little drop off here in the receiving core, but not bad by any means. A lot of athleticism, a lot of speed. Nate Ice at tight end, joined there by Thomas Duarte. 2 tight ends at least 86 overall in the offensive line. Powasi Moala, Lacey Westbrook, who we already saw, Carl Hulick, and Caleb Beninock. So their interior very strong here at 94, 93, and an 89, all upperclassmen, and another upperclassman at right tackle. Marcel Bettler is going to be hurt, so Kylie Fitz, 87 overall there at left end, Eddie Vanderdoes at right end, and then the stellar D-tackle combo. So a very strong offensive line and defensive line for UCLA. Jeremy Castro at left outside linebacker. We already saw Aaron Porter, 95 overall middle linebacker. And Miles Jack, I'm sure many of you are aware of him. A huge season, 11 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 5 pass deflections. Only 81 speed, though. He was definitely faster than that, but all around a very good linebacker. At corner, we already saw they have 2 studs, and also Marcus Rios, their slot guy, 87 overall with 95 speed. Johnny Johnson, their CB4 at 83 overall. So it's going to be very tough to run on these guys up front and to pass on them. And then at safety, 89 overall senior, and at strong safety, an 89 overall senior. So we have our work cut out for us in this one, but hopefully we give up a better performance than last year against Penn State. I forget what bowl, the Meineke Car Care Bowl, where we lost 45-7. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. A great game against Georgia Tech. This team's really coming around, playing very well against some of the top teams, but we have a true test next week against UCLA in the bowl game as we seek our first bowl win of program history. So, as always, everybody, it's been real and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.